the time at my disposal, I will try to give a description of the economic. He said, I quote, "The white monopoly of political power must be ended, and we need a fundamentalized during the last decade of the 19th century and during the first quarter of the 20th century. From 1924 until 1974, the systems of white supremacy and racial capitalism were maintained economic systems."
I'm entirely against it. I don't know how you would define beneficiary, how you would define victim. I think that business must pay its taxes, and the government in future must do any retribution it requires from those funds. I do not see that there could be any equity in arbitrarily fixing 0.05%, I think he said, of anyone over 2 million rand. That's my personal view.
Eskom wishes to unconditionally apologize to all black South Africans in general and black Eskom employees in particular for the fact that it entertained apartheid policies and through its actions perpetuated it.
The high level of taxation that we have in South Africa at the moment is in effect the price that we are paying in taxation for the sins of the past. And we believe that that system of taxation should be used constructively to build a better future for all South Africans. We would be opposed to a special taxation in the form of a reparation.
It's 20 years ago, today, on the 11th of November, I gave evidence before the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. So it's today 20 years ago. And I got quite a lot of criticism because I proposed on that day a wealth tax to be installed in South Africa. And people was furious with it. One person wrote in a newspaper that I am a strange phenomena out of outer space by thinking that such a thing as a wealth tax could be installed. I got support in important circles for such an idea, but in the end, it was not done. I made the proposal because as an attempt to address the problems of severe poverty, especially in black circles in South Africa. And it's 20 years later, and the poverty in black circles is much more severe than what was the case 20 years ago. And you see, if a wealth tax was installed, it could have been used to soften the extreme poverty in especially black circles. Unfortunately, over the last two decades, poverty became much more severe than was the case in 20 years ago. Now, what must we do to address the problems of severe poverty? Because in South Africa, income is extremely unequally distributed, and it became more unequally distributed over the last 20 years. Not only in South Africa, but for practical reasons in almost every country in the world. And it's really a shame. In the United States of America, income became extremely more unequally distributed. It is the case in, I think one can say, in every country of the world. And it is rather shameful that this is the case.
Do you think that at that point in 1997, a wealth tax, if it was implemented, could have reversed some of the structural inequalities from the apartheid years?
Yes, I think indeed that it would have improved the situation. It, of course, depends on how it was organized and administrated at that time during the years since 1997. But the practical implication of administration of it is, of course, also important. But the main thing is, it is not only about the unequal distribution of income. It's also about the unequal distribution of property. And the income of property in the hands of the richest 1% is shockingly high. What's the reason for it? It's plain madness that the world can't be organized in a more proper way